Right, listen up, you petrol heads. Ever since Henry Ford decided we needed more than a horse and buggy, the debate has raged on car or motorcycle. It's a question that's plagued mankind for decades, like, why is the sky blue, or is mayonnaise an instrument? Me, I've driven everything from a three-wheeled Robin, don't ask, to a Bugatti Veyron that could outrun a cheetah on a sugar rush. And yes, I've straddled my share of two-wheeled beasts too. There was this one time in the Scottish Highlands. But we'll get to that later. The truth is, both cars and motorcycles offer a unique brand of freedom. One's a climate-controlled cocoon, the other a wind-in-your-hair thrill ride. But which one is best for your next adventure? Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the epic showdown car versus motorcycle.
Let's get one thing straight. Nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the raw, visceral thrill of opening up a powerful motorcycle. You're not just driving, you're an extension of the machine. Imagine this. You, a twist of the throttle, and the world blurring around you. The engine roars, a symphony of power and precision. It's exhilarating, it's addictive. It's like downing a triple espresso while riding a roller coaster, blindfolded.
Now cars? Sure, some fancy sports cars try to give you that I'm speed feeling. You hit the gas, the engine growls, a pale imitation of a motorcycle's roar, I tell you, and you're pushed back in your seat. But it's like watching a lion hunt on TV compared to wrestling one in the wild. Just not the same, mate, not the same.
All right, let's talk comfort. If you're planning a cross-country road trip, a car is like your mobile living room. Heated seats? Check. Enough cup holders for a small army? Check. Space to sprawl out like a starfish and snooze? Double check. Motorcycles? Not so much. You're exposed to the elements for better or worse. Sunburn? Yep. Soaked to the bone in a sudden downpour? Definitely. A face full of bugs at 60 miles per hour? Oh, you betcha. But here's the thing. Discomfort can be its own reward. The aches, the chills, the occasional rogue insect to the face. They all fade away when you're carving through a canyon, the wind singing in your ears. It's an intimacy with the road you just don't get in a car. You're not just observing the scenery, you're in the scenery, my friend.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, your wallet. Cars, especially the ones that go vroom vroom rather than putt-putt, can be expensive. Fuel costs alone can make you weep. Then there's insurance, maintenance, and the inevitable repairs when something goes clunk in the night. Motorcycles, on the other hand, are generally easier on the wallet. They sip fuel like a hummingbird, insurance is usually cheaper, and maintenance, well, let's just say a good wrench and a bit of elbow grease go a long way. Of course, there are always exceptions. A vintage Triumph will cost you more in upkeep than a brand new Toyota Corolla. And let's not even get started on the cost of customizing a Harley. But in general, motorcycles offer a more budget-friendly way to hit the open road.
Now, before you motorcycle enthusiasts start revving your engines in victory, let's talk about safety. Riding a motorcycle is exhilarating, no doubt about it. The wind in your face, the roar of the engine, the sense of freedom, it's an experience like no other. But with great freedom comes great responsibility. Cars with their airbags, crumple zones, and seatbelts are like rolling fortresses. These features are meticulously designed to protect you in the event of a crash. The crumple zones absorb the impact, the seatbelts keep you in place, and the airbags cushion the blow. It's a comprehensive safety system that has saved countless lives. You're cocooned in a metal cage, protected from the dangers of the outside world. Motorcycles? Not so much. On a bike, there's no metal shell to shield you, no airbags to deploy. It's just you and the open road, with nothing but your gear to protect you. Your safety relies heavily on your skill, awareness, and a good helmet. Wearing the right gear can make all the difference. A sturdy helmet, protective clothing, gloves and boots. These are your armor against the elements and the asphalt. One wrong move, one sleepy driver, and it's you versus physics. The margin for error is slim. A momentary lapse in concentration, a sudden obstacle, and you could find yourself in a dangerous situation. And trust me, physics usually wins. The forces at play in a crash are immense, and without the protective barriers that cars provide, motorcyclists are at a much higher risk of serious injury. I've seen my fair share of hairy moments on both 2 and 4 wheels. Near misses, close calls, and outright collisions. They all serve as stark reminders of the importance of safety. And I'm not ashamed to admit, those metal cages have saved my bacon a time or two. The safety features in cars are there for a reason, and they work. They've been tested and refined over decades to provide the best possible protection. But there's a certain freedom, a heightened sense of awareness that comes with riding a motorcycle. The connection to the road, the feeling of being part of the environment. It's something that car drivers just don't experience. You're more in tune with the road, the traffic, the world around you. Every movement, every decision is more immediate, more visceral. It's a dance with the elements, a constant balancing act that demands your full attention. It's just you, your wits, and a prayer to the gods of asphalt. Every ride is an adventure, a test of your skills and your resolve. It's a thrill, but it's also a responsibility. A word from our resident safety expert, the Stig. He's a man of few words, but his silence speaks volumes. Wear your gear, people! Remember, no matter how experienced you are, safety should always come first. Gear up, stay alert, and ride smart. The road is a beautiful place, but it's also unforgiving. Respect it, and it will respect you.
Listen, I'm a bit of a lone wolf myself. There's something incredibly liberating about hitting the open road with nothing but the hum of the engine and the endless horizon ahead. The solitude allows me to clear my mind, to think deeply, and to just be in the moment. It's a form of meditation, really. I enjoy the solitude of a long drive, just me and my thoughts, and maybe a bag of crisps. The quiet moments, the freedom to choose my own path, and the ability to stop whenever I want to take in the scenery. It's a unique kind of joy. But there's also a flip side to this coin. But even I can't deny the sense of community that comes with riding a motorcycle. There's an unspoken bond among bikers, a mutual respect that transcends words. It's a feeling of belonging, of being part of something bigger than yourself. Motorcycle clubs, rallies, and events are more than just gatherings. They're celebrations of a shared passion. The energy at these events is palpable, the excitement contagious. You can feel the camaraderie in the air, the sense of unity that brings everyone together. Even just a nod of acknowledgement from a fellow rider at a stoplight. It's a small gesture, but it speaks volumes. It's a recognition of shared experiences, of understanding the thrill and the challenges of the ride. There's a camaraderie among bikers that's hard to find elsewhere. It's a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a family bound by the love of the ride. Whether you're a seasoned rider or a newbie, you're welcomed with open arms. It's like you're all part of a secret society, united by your love of two wheels and the open road. Cars? Not so much. While car enthusiasts have their own communities, the connection among bikers is something truly special. Sure, you've got your car shows, where people gather to admire the craftsmanship and beauty of classic and modern vehicles. And your classic car meetups, where enthusiasts share their passion for vintage automobiles and swap stories about their prized possessions. But there's a certain level of, shall we say, enthusiasm in those circles that can be a bit overwhelming. The attention to detail, the competitiveness, and the desire to outshine others can sometimes overshadow the simple joy of the hobby. It's all a bit too polished, a bit too pretentious. The formality and the need to impress can take away from the genuine enjoyment of the experience. Give me a group of leather-clad bikers sharing a laugh and a beer any day. The authenticity, the rawness, and the genuine connections formed over shared rides and stories. That's what makes the biker community so special. It's not about the show, it's about the ride, the journey, and the people you meet along the way.
Well, folks, we've reached the checkered flag of our little head-to-head. It's been a thrilling ride, hasn't it? We've seen the power, the speed, and the sheer excitement that both cars and motorcycles bring to the table. So, which is it, car or motorcycle? The age-old debate that has fueled countless discussions among enthusiasts and casual fans alike. The answer, my friends, is as complex as the inner workings of a combustion engine. Each has its own intricacies, its own charm, and its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Both offer their own unique set of pros and cons. Cars provide a sense of stability and comfort, making long journeys a breeze. Motorcycles, on the other hand, offer an unmatched sense of freedom and connection to the road. It all boils down to your personal preferences, your budget, and your tolerance for bugs in your teeth. Are you someone who values the convenience of a car, with its ample storage space and ability to shield you from the elements? Want comfort, practicality, and safety? Go for the car. Modern cars come equipped with a plethora of safety features, from airbags to advanced driver assistance systems, ensuring that you and your loved ones are well protected. Craving exhilaration, freedom, and a sense of adventure. Hop on a motorcycle. There's nothing quite like the thrill of leaning into a curve, the wind rushing past you, and the road stretching out ahead. Me, I'll be the one with a devilish grin, blasting down a winding road with the wind in my hair. The sense of liberation that comes with riding a motorcycle is unparalleled, a feeling that every rider cherishes. But hey, that's just me. What about you? Everyone has their own preferences and reasons for choosing one over the other. Maybe you love the idea of a road trip with friends in a car, or perhaps the solo adventure on a motorcycle calls to you. Tell us your pick in the comments below and let the debate rage on. Share your experiences, your stories, and your reasons for choosing your favorite. Let's keep this conversation going and see where everyone stands. And don't forget to vote in our poll. Car versus motorcycle, which reigns supreme? Your vote matters and we want to hear from you. Let's settle this debate once and for all, or at least until the next video, because, data is king and all that. Numbers and statistics can provide a clearer picture, but at the end of the day, it's all about what makes you happy. So cast your vote, share your thoughts, and let's celebrate the love for both cars and motorcycles.